Sunday, Perry Series Regatta number 1, San Pedro, California. And we've talked about a lot of stuff, but sail setup for every different wind strength is our big thing. So today's video will be different than yesterday's. Yesterday was just watching a lot of the racing. Today's going to be a lot about trying to now get good shots of upwind sail trim, especially the twists in the main and the jib, and video so people can see videos of themselves sailing now that we've got one day under our belt. Her main is luffing downwind. She needs to go lower. Sail trim, the leech of the spinnaker makes the mainsail luff. So you see how much their sails luff. You cannot let the sails luff. Every time they pull the sheet in, that's the mainsail luff. So you've got to have the main sheet trimmed properly. Pole height is very, very important. If the clews are not level, then if the tack is higher than the clew, then you will have a hooked leech, which will make the mainsail luff and will make the spinnaker slower too. Good, little understeer there. Pulled the guy back too early. In this much wind, the pole is a foot from the forestay, and you hold it there and just steer to it like it's a jib after a tack. Yeah. Come out of the jibe, the pole is about a foot away from the forestay in this light stuff, and you leave it there and play the sheet. 7637 here. She's got the jib out of the cleat, I think. Maybe not. I can't tell the leech of the jib. The main is definitely stalled. 7637. 2 block. See how it's 2 block, so his boom. The reason why you do want it, have the traveler set perfectly, because that keeps the boom on the center line more. As loose a traveler as you can have, but still have the proper leech tension in the main. Very firm jib on 95 there. Booms on center line. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the difference in the booms between this boat right here and that boat. That boat has the boom more in the middle because they got their traveler looser. Yeah, you gotta cap the boom. There's another guy, pretty good sailor right here, right on center line. 9307. Excellent job. They're feeling happy today. They finally were able to get off the start. It's hard when you turn 13 4 days ago. The skipper on 9307 just turned 13. Jib looks very firm, just like the leaders. Boom. She could be a little looser on the traveler, but her boom does look pretty far up. So outstanding. She's ahead of Wyatt. Here's Wyatt. Wyatt's in second in the regatta. Wyatt has a lot of twist. Look at that. See how you come out of the tacks? That's the key to roll tacks, is the exit. The beginning is just about not losing speed. The end is the squirt forward as you flatten the boat and give yourself a big lift. Celeste should just go all the way. 9307. These guys have more wind again, so again, it's the same thing as yesterday. The right is very good. There goes Sean and Vanessa. Very good tack. These guys have a lot of wind for cheat on like they did yesterday. They had a great day yesterday. They looked more hooked than anybody else in the top 10. Which in flat water like this can be horrible as long as you're not pinching, which he's not doing. Oh. Yeah, his leech is hooked. Looks like he's going pretty fast though. Same thing as yesterday, the right paid upwind and they're just going straight back to that side. It kind of depends on where you round. Like if you round in this pack here, in front of that pack, you probably can't jibe set because of all that bad air that's going to be in there. These guys actually have a little bit of wind out here. This is great news. Borelli's rounding 4th, their best race of the regatta. Wyatt coming around. Just watching this leader spinnaker. See how the pole is 45 degrees? No further forward than that. If you let it any further forward than that, oh, she had to there for a second. But then immediately back again, because otherwise the leeward side of the kite doesn't have wind. Doing a very early takedown. Sean and Vanessa coming in here in 2, 4, 5th or 6th, 9, 9, 8, 1. Here comes the Borelli's gonna round 2nd. I think it, you know, again, these races are dictated a little bit by starting. That's when you get your top 5s. Here comes Wyatt. Kingston, where's Kingston? 9008's winning the regatta, and here's Wyatt. He doesn't see the starboard tacker. Oh, he made it. Here's Sean right here. Okay, so let's see if we can see. Leeches are very firm on the jib, like at the spreader tip, side force. Look at that. And then he's playing the main sheet a little. He can't stall his leech. His traveler is right on the edge of too loose. They got in a little bad air there, but their jib looks very similar. If anything, Wyatt's jib is a little tighter. This jib is further out. These guys might be raked a little less than Wyatt is. See how their boom's lower on Sean's boat? So if I was him, I'd consider going a little harder on the jib halyard to close his leech of his jib. There she goes. She just trimmed it in. His boom does look like right on center line. Good. And then Steven probably in the top 15 right here. Having a little trouble with that jib luffing. I'm worried he's too loose. I'm going to get behind him. I'm worried he's too loose on the canvas. Well, had a good run. These guys look dead out there. Look at 9131. Just hard. These guys are in worse air and they're gaining on the boats on their left. Okay, let's look at, yeah, see, his jib is full. His jib is further out. He needs his jib flatter. It's a little bit of a blown out jib. Bottom's a little too round compared to the leaders. So I would go windward sheet off. Although when it's really light like this, it's right at the crossover point. Because this is how Cam was set up yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to talk to these about these guys. Oh, nice tack. Talk to these guys about looking at their jib upwind and make sure it's right now it's got to be inside the spreader tip. It's not. It's outside the spreader. Mainsail's hooked, so he should be going looser traveler. Tiny, well, it's close. Tiny bit looser traveler, little flatter jib. Race 5 for the regatta, race 1 on Sunday. And these guys are just getting to the point where they could raise their pole almost, but the clews are level. They've had a couple puffs where the clew raised up above the tack, but it's still not. The golden rule for raising the pole is when the kite gets really easy to fly, you raise the pole, and as it's hard to fly and it's collapsing more, lower the pole. Yep, little bit of leeward heel and then flat. Here's the Borelli sailing more heel to leeward, which is all right. but you can see the leeward side of her kite is a little less, it's got a little less pressure in it. You see how? So she could pull her pole back just a fraction more. But she's got what's called elephant's ass in the leeward side of her kite. See how it's less powerful? It's kind of hard to see, but this one's not getting it as much. That's a pretty perfect pole height right there. The leeches are perfectly even. If the leech looks really hooked compared to the luff, then it means your pole's too high. And obviously you can't see that because it's behind your mainsail. Yeah, these guys look like they have their pole a little higher. Their spinnaker's hanging to leeward a little more of a hooked leech. So they would need to lower their pole. Part of that is because they're heeling to leeward. That's why their kite is flying to leeward. There in a puff, it's starting to look okay, but leech is still hooked too much. I'd say a little flatter with the pole back, the pole a little lower, pole a little further back. The regatta leader in a little more wind, but do you see how even the clues are and how even the leeches look? And he's not heeling to leeward as much as the Borelli, so the spinnaker's not falling in behind the main as much. So you can see she likes to heel to leeward a lot, and they're not slow downwind. Yesterday I felt like they weren't very fast downwind, and I wasn't sure exactly why. I felt like they were sailing too low. But heeling to leeward like this makes the spinnaker rock over behind the main a little. You can see Kingston, who's winning the regatta, he's not heeling to leeward very much. You can see how high his kite's flying there? He's really got perfect spinnaker trim right there. You're gonna see, I'm gonna try to get video of our younger teams. You're gonna see their spinnaker is not flying like this one. High, clues level, spinnaker out. I mean, they are flying. Yeah, that is about 1 foot every 2 or 3 boat lengths they're gaining. So every 30 seconds they're gaining every 40 seconds they're gaining like a boat length on these other boats. So Kingston can probably see the back of Wyatt's mainsail. Wyatt's second place in the regatta. I'm gonna say that Wyatt is ahead by 1 boat length. We're gonna see, I'm gonna say they're even. We'll see what happens later. You can see the back of somebody's mainsail, you're ahead of them. Kingston is gaining right now. Yeah, so Kingston can probably see the back of Wyatt's mainsail. It's close. Hoping to catch him on attack. You're gonna see the beginning, coast, 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 coast. You see how they keep that, how they do that? They slowly heel to windward at the beginning, but they just let the boat keep moving. They use the boat's momentum to keep it moving. Yeah. So Wyatt was ahead. Excellent. See the jib trim? Just like on the edge of luffing and no tighter the whole time. Yeah, he's got a lot of twist in the main. He over trims it and then he eases a little, gets through bad air. He is not hooking his leech at all. These are the top 2 teams right here. Jibs are very snug and flat. See how there's not a lot of windward sheet? I'd say Kingston has a little more windward sheet, but it's a kind of a flat trim jib. Coast, coast, coast. The crew hits the rail after the skipper. Here's Sean and Vanessa. Their jib looks very similar. I actually think Sean could rake just a fraction, could either pull the jib higher on a little. Yeah, because his leech is further out than Wyatt's. Blue and yellow kite here, Fenton and Steven. A couple 8th graders. And they are going to be right near the top 10. Vesper and August in 2441 have come back. They were pretty deep for a while. Their kite looks great. Steven's in a little bad air here, but his kite looks great. Yeah. The crew just got to keep that looking up, keep it going. Oh, Vesper's gonna come out of this golden. She's gonna come out of here and have no boats out here. And yesterday, the last beats, the left is paved. She just might come out of here and just pass a couple boats because because the left is paid on these last beats, and this is an extremely short one. Hey Bella, 9884. Having a pretty good race. Spinnaker guy needs to come back. She needs to feel leeward more. Guy needs to come back more. Shoot, they're losing a mile right now. Guy is too far forward, and the Spinnaker's getting blocked by the mainsail. 9307, Celeste and Maddie having their best race. I think we're gonna work on our Spinnaker trim and setup between races here. But having their best race, they're definitely doing a top 20 in this one. And I think their sails look outstanding. I'm probably gonna have her loosen her trowel. No. They look pretty good. Lead to the jib looks pretty good. Looks like she's steering a lot more than the top team. See that? The boat gets flat, she turns down. But upwind, I think downwind was a little bit of the problem. Coast, coast, yeah. Not bad. Jib looks good. Race 6. We got 2 more races because we got to get the last race off by 3 o'clock. It's almost 2 o'clock now. It's got the black flag start to try to get this start off. Again, we're looking at a lot of lead shapes. There's a lot of good teams down here. 9982 is screwed. Yeah. Oh, that's Wyatt. Holy smokescreens. He's got some guts. Wow. 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 That was so impressive. Front of his main's luffing a little, so his jib is really snug. He's trying to keep height so that if he needs to tack. Yeah. It's about 2 knots windier this race. Maybe only 1 knot right now, but it's going to be 2 knots soon. I haven't checked the current, but the current's changed. There's Wyatt way out. Trapping. Yep. He's trapping. There's times where you'll see Wyatt will pump the main in to keep the boat at the same angle of heel and not let it go to windward. He's the guy out there. Yep, as she comes in, she leans forward a little. Race 2 on Sunday. The thing we learned is as you're approaching the windward mark, you got to look at this area and you have to decide, is a jibe set gonna work? And for anybody who's coming around right in front of this pack, it is not a good time to jibe set. So 7690 here in the middle should be fairway setting, or maybe they're okay, but the boats behind them, the ones back here, they should not be jibe setting. They'll be going right under the cleat. Okay, this guy's pole could go higher. A lot of twist in his lead. The whole leeward side of his kite's blowing way out. Wyatt looks good. We are going to look at that black kite over here with Vesper. No, I'm sorry. Celeste and Matt. Okay. 9307 Spinnaker. Carrying her guy quite forward. I can't tell what position she's in. That looks pretty good. I'm trying to figure out how I can help them. know what? Yeah, that's the middle black spinnaker right there. Looks pretty darn good. Yeah. I'll just have to talk to them and see how they felt about downwind, because I tell you, it looks pretty good. Bella coming in here, ripping it. Look at that trim. Red, white, and blue kite right here is really good. I'm talking to them about not easing the pole too far forward. See, they're doing much better this time. The spinnaker would luff, they'd ease the pole forward a little and the spinnaker would get behind the main. Look at that thing flying. Yep, and I told her in the light air, heel to lure just a little. Second race on Sunday. Wyatt faster upwind. This guy faster downwind. Look at that, jib in pretty tight. Not a lot of windward sheet, jib in pretty tight. Lead to the jib inside the spreader. So that's the difference for Wyatt, is he can go a pretty darn tight jib and just keep the boat moving. She's an excellent crew. Moves in slow motion. If it goes into hike mode, she does it very smoothly. If it gets really light, she was getting her feet on the centerboard trunk really smoothly, and he plays the main, he twists the main off more than the other guys. Coast, coast, coast. There you go. These guys, 3501. Just out of Sabbaths, and they were in the top 10 after yesterday. They had a kind of a bad race, this first one on Sunday, but here they are in 14th. Race 5. Probably stay in hike mode in bad air down here at the bottom of the course. Their lead to the jib is, see, they're not using as much windward sheet as they were yesterday and earlier. I'm wondering if they made a little change, because their jib looks exactly like Wyatt's. I mean, I would probably say go ahead and pull a little more windward sheet now, but that looks pretty outstanding. His leech is not hooking and he's too blocked. So I think his boom's on center. Very good. These guys look very good. Perfect. See how the boat whipped itself? Like the rudder just followed the stern. Yeah. Jib flat on the bottom. He looks just like Wyatt. So I wonder if he's intentionally going a little less. Windward sheet. Last race. Sunday. Race 7. There'll be one throw out. That was a black flag start again, so the race committee did a very good job. And it's about 11 knots, maybe getting to be a little more over here. These guys are good. See how the leeches of the jib now start to twist out more? This guy's good. He's not twisting out on his jib. 95, a really good sailor. His leech is right at the spreader tip, and he's just really good on the main sheet, 2 blocks. This guy doesn't steer as much. This guy steers a bunch. Yeah, this guy doesn't steer as much. Leech of the jib, he brought it in a little, so his leech in the light spots is right at the spreader tip. He still has a little more twist. So these guys are good. This guy's good. Each of the jibs right with the spreader tip. The crew is way low. He's got more bang on. These guys have overbend wrinkles right there. So that guy, now you can tell how much bang he has on. He's got his bang on 60-70%. This guy has a very flat bottom. I mean, he's got his bang on 50%, maybe a little more. These girls are good. They don't have as much bang on. They're leeching their jibs further out, 11. They're small, much smaller. There is, right there is Vesper in August. The jib looks perfect. It's actually outside the spreader. They could either go more windward sheet. That's okay though. Maybe it's windy enough. It's going to be bad air up there now. If you have too much twist when you need power. Oh, we can't see them now. Dude. They're looking good. They're sailing flat. Putting off. Yes, Zach. Way to rebound, dude. Zach Peterson had 2 rough races. 9983 coming around right now in second. That is the way to finish strong, brother. Good idea to jibe set, although there is a lot of boats up here. Look at Celeste again, 9307. Oh yeah. Watch 9307 tack and make the mark there in the top 12. Yeah. So I don't know what the final results are. I think 7637's winning the regatta now. He has 2 firsts today. Wyatt has a 2nd and a 4th or something, or 5th. And Kingston here, 9008. So one of those 3 is winning, and I think it goes 7637, then Wyatt, then 9008. See how she holds her arm out like that? It stabilizes the pole so that it doesn't rock forward. Yeah, see how she holds her arm out like that? That's exactly what you should be doing. Yeah. Crew does not look down. Yeah, beautiful tight. High pole is good. Really solid here with Kingston. Just jib as fills, and then he's going high right now just to get a little bit of a clear lane. Yeah, you can tell the vang is right because the boat's pretty squirrely. Too tight a vang and it's not squirrely enough. This is Zach in 3rd now. There's Wyatt there in this. So it's close. I think these guys are going to round. They don't want to go that way because of all the spinnakers. So these guys are probably going to try to round this one. And you do look at the exit angles now. If you're back there, you're looking at this guy's exit angle and you're trying to decide if starboard is headed, then we want to round this one. If starboard's lifted, then we want to round the other one. And he looks, starboard is parallel to these. So for sure, this one is favored by a long way. Yeah, if that was a starting line, you could port tack the fleet on this. Look how much outhauling bang. So yeah. Yeah, flat. Yeah, flat jib. See that? Right at the spreader tip. So Zach went around the unfavored side, but he's got at least he's got a decent lane. His mainsail's a little fuller, but he's a bigger guy, bigger, stronger. Jib looks good. And Will coming in here in just below 20th. Benton going around the other one in the top 20. So those guys moved up today. 906. Oh boy, I almost ran over that. following waves here. That was really good. Yeah, just got a lane. Looks really good. Rallies right there, 9980. They might have gone down half again. Not sure if they did. Their boom does look a little lower. She might need to reach a little bit. They look a little bound up. She was probably just staying high to keep a lane off Sean. They're sailing quite low right now. Jib getting pretty soft. This spinnaker trimmer is really good on this boat. The spinnaker just looks like that all day long. It might sound fundamental, but you got to get out and really look at the kite and really keep the leeward side of the kite pressured like she keeps it. Just the spinnaker pull is always at the right angle. A lot of us are easing the guy when the spinnaker luffs, and so then the leeward side of the kite gets behind the main. You got to get some video of yourself and watch that leeward side of the kite. So everybody back here is looking at all the leaders going to this buoy, and it's even more favored now than it was. Somebody got caught on this one and dragged it downwind. The boat turtled on top of it. Wow. Wyatt, Fiona, they're good. You can tell how he can do all that motion and the rudder does not move. Here's Zach and Samantha, great last race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they probably stayed about the same today with a throw out. They probably didn't drop down too much. They might have dropped 2 places today. But this should help. I think this is Bella and Maggie coming in. This is their best race so far. No, that's the Borellis. Red, white, blue kite. 9006. Unfortunately, he's outside of the bunch, but he's right in here with a lot of good teams. So they moved up a lot today. They moved up 6 or 7 places today. I don't think they made it to mid-fleet 9006. Outstanding rounding. Vesper and August doing okay. Good, get into hike mode in that light spot. Yeah, leaked outside the spreader tip, but a little too much for Vesper and August, I think. I think they could pull the jib in a little bit. But that is the biggest puff of the day. So they are in driving force conditions. The leeches match up pretty good though, the main and the jib. Sailing really flat, that looks great. So I gotta say that's a pretty good mode. That leech is open. Driving them forward. I thought that was gonna be the last race. 2 minutes after the last boat finished the last race, he got the warning signal in at like 3:27. Anyway, I'm not gonna video this race too much. I am just gonna take it easy, and it's gonna be a long, we're getting home late tonight, folks. That's okay. This is good for the kids. Rainbow kite there is the best downwind. Wyatt's winning this race over there with the red, white, and blue kite. But really, 7637, likely is going to have gained on this run. Because he's faster downwind than everybody. Bang loose, so the boat is a little squirrely. There is no wind where I am. Look at this. And look way out there. Look at that, just hurricane. Look at boats planing over on that side. That's Cam Snore, the green and white kite, on a full plane over there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, can't see him now. He's behind the Rasta kite. That was classic. Big gains for that side. I think Vesper in here, orange kite in the middle here, has done very well. I was wrong. Here's Vesper right here coming in on a monster puff on this side. Yeah, biggest puff of the day. This is getting a little swirly here. Awesome. So the ABYC kids now